Well, the first sight we get here at the racecourse ground at Wrecsam is the new Welsh strip, which in fact looks more like an Arsenal strip than the traditional Welsh strip. But the setting here is absolutely perfect for these two nations to make their bow in the 1980 British Championship. And first we'll have the national anthems played by the marching band of the Brecksville High School of Cleveland, Idaho in USA. After the presentations. So for the England team, it's another important step on the road towards the European Championship in Italy, though this in itself is a prestige match for the British Championship, where England make a number of changes from the side that beat Argentina on Tuesday. No Keegan, no Woodcock, they're back with their clubs in Germany, two notable absentees, but the changes give a chance to Nottingham Forest central defender Larry Lloyd, whose last appearance for England was 8 years ago, and for Hoddle of Tottenham, who today wins his second full cap. As for Wales, it's a welcome for their new manager Mike England, the 38-year-old former Spurs defender who won 46 caps for Wales. It's his first match in charge, and he's chosen a side which he believes is nicely balanced with youth and experience. There are two new caps, the Luton defender Paul Price and David Giles of Swansea, who will be playing up front today. The Norwich defender David Jones at number 5 gets his place back after 2 years, most of it troubled by injury, and there's a place too for the much travelled Leighton James. But it is a day for the new caps. Here's David Giles with that hair and with that physique as well. They're already starting to call him another Keegan, although I think it's still some way to go yet to warrant that description as a player. And Paul Price, who was born in Hertfordshire, but his father was Welsh. Paul had a consistent season in the Luton Town defence. The referee, it's Ian Foote of Scotland. And what a scorcher there is here in Wales. I'll do that one again, Bobby. I'll do the referee. Yeah, he's over there with some officials at the moment, Bobby. Why is that? The referee's breaking away from those officials now, Bobby. Okay. The referee is Ian Foote from Scotland, and what a scorcher we've got here today in North Wales, but the pitch is absolutely brilliant. It's as good, I think, as you'd get at the start of a season, let alone at the finish of one. Well, it's a day when you get a suntan as well as a game of football. I got a feeling, Bobby, is at the back row, almost you see Salto Fix on the other side, a blue sign. You can see it go right up to the back row there against a reddy, pinky background. I'm sure I can see him sitting there in a beige suit. So it's England then who get us away in their new type of strip. White shirts attacking the goal to our right. It's 25 years since Wales have beaten England here in Wales, way back in October 1955. And if you like a statistic, what about this one? The last time Wales beat England here in Wrecsam was in 1882. And that was by 5-3. Clemence. England, of course, building confidence towards those European finals in Italy, hoping to capitalise on such a good result at Wembley on Tuesday night against the world champions. David Jones there. This is Paul Price. Jones again, and now Yorath. And the ball played a long way forward there, nodded by Trevor Cherry. And it's little Brian Flynn, but a throw to Wales. Played 3 games this season. They beat the Republic of Ireland, but lost heavily to West Germany and lost to Turkey as well. Joey Jones back for Davies. David Jones trying to get it through to Leighton James. There's Peter Nicholas of Crystal Palace turning it forward again, but Larry Lloyd's little header getting it out of trouble for England. And a throw now for England. Really a blistering heat here at Wrecsam this afternoon. Again it's with Nicholas. In there again. Yorath played wide here towards Joey Jones. Now Mickey Thomas. There was a foul there by Glenn Hoddle and a free kick to Wales already taken. It's Mickey Thomas again. Played in here for Giles. Such a busy little player. Plays mostly in midfield for Swansea, but has got more of an attacking job to do this afternoon for Wales. It was Hoddle who stopped him, but it's a throw for Wales. Thomas getting in by that byline, and now a corner for Wales. So Clemence doing his customary bit of shouting and organising. David Jones has come up from the back. Joey Jones is in there too. The 2 Joneses, a short corner already taken, and a goal kick this time for England. Yorath playing just in front of the Welsh back 4. Mariner coming deep there to try and get the header in. Trevor Brooking missing with his header, which is more than he did last Saturday, of course, in the cup final. Brooking again, going past Mickey Thomas, and a lot of space here for Trevor Cherry for England. But that's quite easily cut out by Leighton James for Wales. Walsh is in the middle. Yorath has linked up nicely from the back this time. Leighton James again on the far side. And a throw for England. Trevor Cherry with it. Ray Kennedy nodded on here for Coppell. And it's going to be a free kick for England. Trevor Cherry taking it. Floated towards Paul Mariner, won that well in the air towards Coppell, and Wales got it away. In fact, it was Paul Price who got a valuable clearance and got in there again, but that wasn't such a good one to Phil Neal, and a throw to Wales. Joey Jones with it. Here's Ian Walsh, stopped by Phil Thompson. Coppell's little touch, intercepted by Yorath, and now Mickey Thomas for Wales, sweeping it to that far side, and Brian Flynn. Thomas, Price, Barnes taking that header from Cherry. Ray Kennedy, Trevor Brooking trying to touch it inside, but wasn't the right connection. Leighton James stopped there, and here's Hoddle again for England. Hoddle, chance for England to make a good break down the right there. Hoddle's ball finding Coppell, and a good, strong, fair challenge by Joey Jones, giving England the throw. Neal curled in there, Yorath getting it away. Thomas looking around, ball bobbles off his knee, and in the end it's Joey Jones who only gets it as far as Phil Neal. Hoddle again. Neal. Barnes. And now Yorath for Wales. Leighton James letting it run there for Peter Nicholas. Walsh. James getting it past Cherry. Walsh battling away there with Kennedy. James again. And a goal kick. So Ray Clemence having some trouble getting the ball back, but it's England's goal kick. Now some joker putting a second ball on the field. Ray Kennedy, who's had such a enormously exhausting season for Liverpool. A free kick for Wales. And Terry Yorath with it. Thomas trying to come off Hoddle, does that successfully. And here's Phil Thompson for England. The England captain with a long ball forward, catching Peter Barnes offside. Thomas, Joey Jones, Phil Thompson. Coppell, a little backward header there. Peter Barnes up for this one. And some men supporting him up front, including Trevor Brooking. The referee letting that one go. No, he hasn't. He's given a free kick to England. Brooking for Larry Lloyd. Mariner. Comes for Phil Neal. And a goal kick. Neal here, and he was having a conversation before the game with Ray Clemence, who was complaining about the heat, and as Phil Neal said, you should worry, it's the people out on the field who've really got the problem today. It's goalkeepers like Davies who maybe got the better of things, with the goal kick for Wales. Jump and a fair one there by Larry Lloyd, a good jump there by Mariner, except that the ball falls to Terry Yorath. And here's Giles now for Wales. Walsh waiting in the middle for him. Down he goes, free kick. Larry Lloyd's foul on the little Swansea man. And the referee going across to say, I suppose Larry Lloyd saying, well, he was a bit too quick for me. Nothing malicious intended, but a free kick given, quite rightly so. Quite a little burst of speed there by Giles. And he and Yorath cooking up something now for England. Or at least for England to face. Now Yorath hitting it in there, and it was Leighton James's header. Got into an unmarked position, and it's slightly different sort of free kick from that from Yorath there. The trajectory was a little lower, and the ball struck a little firmer. That's Nicholas's header, only going as far as Peter Barnes. Barnes getting his cross in and getting it well, and Hoddle couldn't turn it back. But an indication there that England have got a corner, which surprises the Welsh, and David Jones goes down injured. But what was significant was the ease with which Peter Barnes went past his man and got the ball over from the byline. David Jones, who's 2 years out of the side, has had 2 knee ligament operations during that time. That's the opening sequence shot. Well, I suppose with the central defender troubled, Mike England, the Welsh manager, a little bit concerned. So Mike England, having left the grandstand, comes down onto the field to see just what the trouble is. He's got Keith Pontin, the Cardiff defender, who might be the man who comes on. But it's England's corner already taken. Phil Neal turning it in there. Joey Jones away. And an England throw. Brooking with England's throw. Getting it back from Coppell. Here's Brooking again, trying to find a way past Mickey Thomas. Here's Peter Barnes. England's throw. Joey Jones with the throw for Wales. No, he's going to leave it for Terry Yorath. Lloyd getting in with a header. Mickey Thomas playing it on there. Thompson versus Giles. And Phil Thompson's greater experience getting him out of trouble there. And the ball going out for a throw to Wales. Well, a free kick given. And Yorath planting it wide on the far side to Nicholas. Played in again quickly for Leighton James, and Leighton James into the side netting. Yes, a couple of times that James has looked as though he might escape the England defence there, and certainly on that occasion, as the ball is played in here, he suddenly finds himself free. The ball goes nicely for him there, and into the side netting. Wales had hoped they'd caught England offside there, but they hadn't done so. And here's Brooking, supported by Kennedy, but the whistle had gone for a foul by Brian Flynn on Brooking. England's free kick. Brooking with the kick. Floated in there towards Paul Mariner. And the Welsh closed very quickly. A combination of Price and David Jones between them. And it's a corner for England. Larry Lloyd up again, the big number 5. Ray Kennedy poised in there as well. Only Phil Thompson has stayed back. It's with Trevor Cherry now for England. Oh, he's gone past his man nicely to the byline. There's the cross coming in, and Larry Lloyd is in there, and Peter Barnes is in there, and a goal is given to England. Whether it was Mariner who got the last touch, there was such a scramble. Here we are again now. From the moment Trevor Cherry got past his man and the cross came in, Larry Lloyd had a bite at it there. Davies lost it on the ground. Peter Barnes came and whacked it in, and if anything it must have gone in off Mariner. Well, there'll be some conversations in the England dressing room as to who actually claims that one. It was certainly Barnes' shot, and the deflection came off Paul Mariner. England a goal up then, with a quarter of an hour gone, and Barnes again crossing it in there. Paul Price getting it away, but it'll be finally cleared by Nicholas. Lloyd's header. Flynn. Yorath. Thomas. Brooking. Yorath again. Thomas. Walsh playing it here for Joey Jones. Size it up, a long floating cross there. Clemence getting there, beating Leighton James in the air. In fact, there was an infringement there, giving England the free kick. Mariner played here for Hoddle, trying to get it back for Brooking, maybe a little fortunate to get a second bite at it. Kennedy now, and here's Yorath. Joey Jones and Phil Thompson. Phil Thompson hobbling and off the field at the moment. England down to 10 men as Hoddle plays this one forward. Mariner will be barred by Price. Brooking. Barnes played in again towards Trevor Brooking. And he was taken out of the play nicely there by Giles, and back with Davies. James. Now Flynn, a lot of space here ahead of him, and James outside him. Cross coming in towards Ian Walsh, and it might knock down there, and it's in by Thomas. 1-1. So Wales have equalised through Mickey Thomas. Played in here by Leighton James, and Walsh in fact gets the header down. Two England defenders going for it, leaving Mickey Thomas completely free and Ray Clemence with no chance. Well, England in the meantime have made a substitution. Kenny Sansom is on, and Phil Neal it is who's gone off. And Trevor Cherry has moved to the side. Here's Kenny Sansom taking his customary left-back position, with Trevor Cherry having moved to right-back and Phil Neal having gone to sit on the bench. Well, it was good for Wales to get that equaliser quickly, before England had really begun to get firmly into their stride and before the Welsh had begun to lose their heart. So with 20 minutes gone, it's 1-1. Flynn, and the ball just out of play, and a throw to England, who now do without Phil Neal. Leighton James. And Wales at the moment looking quite menacing, with Giles outside him. Flynn playing it in here towards Yorath. Yorath being challenged by Brooking and beaten by him. Here's Mariner. Well, that header, I thought, yes, the feet of David Jones were just a little too high on Mariner as he ducked into that header. A free kick to England. Thompson, Brooking. Kennedy to Sansom. Brooking. And now Barnes. Kennedy. Hoddle. Finding Coppell wide here. Joey Jones right there with him, but here's Cherry in good support. And Cherry with a chance maybe of getting a shot in, but wide of that goal. And a goal kick for Wales. Well, the players are beginning to feel the heat, I would think, now, halfway through the first half, and the score standing at 1-1. Backward header there by Giles, who's had a very good first cap so far, very lively indeed. It's with Barnes. And the ball out of play, and Flynn with the free kick. Leighton James. Brian Flynn. Here's Giles again. Well, that was a curious ball. He is a busy little player. He's done an awful lot of work in the midfield. He's also shown a fair bit of sparkling form up front as well. David Giles, 23 years old. And you can see how people mistake him for Kevin Keegan in looks and build. Brooking doing a nice little dummy there. Coppell. Brooking again. Oh, what a lovely ball by Brooking. Coppell. A throw to England. Cherry with the throw. Thompson. Joey Jones up above Steve Coppell. Ian Walsh getting that one away for Wales. Phil Thompson again. And back with the keeper. Hoddle's header. Tumble there between Mariner and Joey Jones, and it's David Jones for Wales. And again, this time for Price, played along the line there for Nicholas. Lloyd's header. Kennedy, Sansom, the whistle had gone. Leighton James had the beating of him. Lloyd finding Coppell, letting it run and just keeping it in for Hoddle to go on the chase now for England. Now, has he got the skill to do something here for England? It's now with Barnes. Oh, almost a wrestling match there between Barnes and Joey Jones, and the free kick given to Wales. Who's missed the last 5 England internationals. Nicholas. Flynn. Walsh playing it back to his Crystal Palace teammate Peter Nicholas. In turn, it's given to Trevor Brooking. And now Hoddle making a good break for England. Coppell and Cherry supporting him. It's Cherry at the moment. Coppell outside him, and Leighton James right on this side of the field, getting through a lot of work. England's throw. Brooking. Another England throw. Coppell. Mariner trying to get in on this one as well, but in fact it was Nicholas keeping him at bay there. Giles playing it back for Leighton James. Joey Jones. Walsh playing it for Thomas, and a good ball here for Brian Flynn on the far side. Played in again towards Ian Walsh, and Giles might be able to go all the way in the end. England had to close ranks quickly and concede the corner. Again, it was a burst by David Giles that put Wales in such a promising position. It's him with a corner. Now Flynn. Mickey Thomas playing it wide again there, and in the end Peter Nicholas couldn't quite get the angle he wanted, and it's a goal kick. Sansom. Leighton James given straight to Ray Kennedy. Larry Lloyd. All cut out by Joey Jones. Hoddle. Brooking. Slipping, it falls for Giles. David Jones. Giles looking around, but he didn't see Thompson. And now Mariner for England. Swept wide there for Peter Barnes to take that nicely into his stride. Nicholas couldn't quite stop him, but Barnes has come back and given Wales a chance to reform a little bit as he finds Kenny Sansom now. Now, can Sansom get to that byline? Played away by David Jones. Giles touching it on for Flynn, and a chance now for Wales to spring a few men forward. Sansom trying hard to get back. Phil Thompson sticking out the boot. And it's with Ray Kennedy. Mariner's off onto this one, and David Jones shadowing it back to his keeper. Nicholas to Giles. Leighton James, Brian Flynn. James again. Trying to take on Larry Lloyd, beats him, flicks it across there. Got it in nicely by Ian Walsh. And Wales are in the lead. Well, a goal that was made superbly there by Leighton James. Went past Larry Lloyd, took it to the byline, a real pinpoint centre, chipped up beautifully there, just a little too high for Clemence, and the flying Ian Walsh was in there to make it 2-1 for Wales. Well, certainly the gamble of bringing Leighton James back into this Welsh side has paid off already for manager Mike England, because James has really been everywhere. He's threatened once or twice in his own right with shots on the England goal, and the way he went round Larry Lloyd there, and what a cross it was. So Wales are in the lead. Nicholas. David Jones. Larry Lloyd. And now Cherry. Brooking trying to control it but couldn't quite make it. Price finding Yorath. And Wales are really buzzing now. Flynn. Giles off on this one. Lloyd has gone wide there with him. Played in this time for Mickey Thomas, and in the end Sansom covers up for England, finds Ray Kennedy. The ball played forward here for Mariner. Hoddle. And swept with a beautiful pass there for Peter Barnes. Kennedy, little chip in there towards Brooking, and Price letting it go for the goal kick. Leighton James, Nicholas. Thompson, Sansom into touch for a Welsh throw. Well, not a bad start for the new Welsh manager Mike England, making a note as he goes along. But, a pensive look there for Ron Greenwood next to his right-hand man Geoff Hurst. Flynn now for Wales. About 11 minutes to half-time, Wales leading by 2 goals to 1. Thomas. Jones. Nicholas. Giles. And England's throw. Giles is touched for Yorath. Lloyd in quickly. And Yorath to David Jones. Giles couldn't control that, but was enthusiastic enough to get in there after it and get it the second time. So the England captain with a job of rallying his troops at the moment. As Giles brings it forward again, Leighton James playing it on towards Brian Flynn. But Clemence will collect. Foul by Walsh on Cherry, free kick for England. Played here for Hoddle. Lloyd. Well, he was looking around, and in the end, well, the referee's pulling out a yellow card for Larry Lloyd. I think a little unfortunate, to be honest. And I noticed that even Terry Yorath was having a word with the referee to say, surely not, ref. But the referee is putting the name of Larry Lloyd in the book. There it is. Well, here was the ball they were going for. Lloyd taking a little more time than he was allowed. And, well, that said a lot. And it looks as though the referee was right. It's Yorath with the free kick, and Flynn stepped over it, Mickey Thomas, and that cannoned off Phil Thompson. And a corner. Joey Jones and David Jones there again. Mariners come back. Giles with a corner for Wales, leading by 2-1, and it comes off Trevor Cherry for another Welsh corner. See a bit of sweat on the neck of Ray Kennedy there. A deeper corner this time, and Phil Thompson ducks underneath it, and it's a goal kick. Question that Wales have looked the more positive side coming forward, and England look a team of bits and pieces at the moment. That's how to play, and that's a throw to Wales. Walsh, who scored that second goal, that flying header being watched by Phil Thompson here. But now it's Coppell leading England away, and just tucking it out there for Paul Mariner now. Leighton again towards Coppell, and high over the crossbar, goal kick to Wales. But a more menacing looking break that by England. And a goal kick which Davies will take. His 34th cap today. Lloyd's header. Flynn played in for David Jones. Played back here for Nicholas. Lloyd again. Nicholas for Thomas. Oh, they've really got their tails up at the moment, Wales. Finding Brian Flynn. Yorath played a long way back. Joey Jones. Walsh, nice little headed, guided down there towards Mickey Thomas, but he couldn't control it, but then fouls Glenn Hoddle. It's a free kick. Just under 5 minutes to go to half-time. Phil Thompson with the free kick for England. Floated high towards Paul Mariner. Price got it away for Wales. Cherry back to Ray Clemence. James, Flynn, played for Giles, Sansom's gone there with him. Back again for Leighton James, Flynn once more. And Thomas finally stopped by Cherry, and a corner for Wales. Leighton James. Crossed in once more there. They're all queuing up there, and in the end it was Peter Nicholas with a shot that very nearly crept in. And Clemence had to be very quick to get down to that one. Again, a suspicion of a lack of marking at the far post there, as Leighton James, again the man behind it, floating that cross in. A man free for Wales on the far side, and down went Clemence. It's now with Coppell, trying to get Brooking on his way, in behind that Welsh defence, played back again towards Peter Barnes, chipping it just wide of the far post, and in fact nicking off a Welsh defender for a corner to England. Well, it was Coppell playing it in here, and then Brooking screwing it back there. Barnes hit it first time, and apparently they're just clipped off a Welsh defender. Coppell will take the corner on the far side. Larry Lloyd's come up again for England. Mariner's in there too. Phil Thompson at the near post, as England look for this equaliser as we come into the last couple of minutes of the first half. But a good jump and save by Davies. Nicholas back to Davies. Sansom back to Clemence. If this stays this way for another 45 minutes and a little more as we come towards half-time, Mike England. Hoddle, a long ball forward, and Mariner caught offside on this side of the field. England, in fact, have never lost a home international game since Ron Greenwood took over as manager. The last home international they lost, in fact, was against Scotland at Wembley 3 years ago. But you have to say that Wales have really taken the fight to England, and here's Leighton James crossing it in well there, and Larry Lloyd with a chance to get it away. And I think for the moment it'll puncture all those who are rather prematurely beginning to talk about England as world beaters, because even allowing for the fact that there are some notable absentees like Keegan and Woodcock, it really the subs bench is there with Ray Wilkins on the right and Kevin Reeves and David Johnson, but it has been somehow a lacklustre England performance here, as I've said, of bits and pieces, without them ever really looking like a good, strong, confident team. So it's coming towards half-time now, and certainly Leighton James has played a really big part in this situation where Wales are leading by 2-1. It's certainly his beautiful cross that led to the second goal, and it's a kick for England to be taken by Kenny Sansom. And they've all come flying forward from the back for Wales and caught England well offside there, Coppell and Mariner. As the half-time whistle goes. Well, cheers for Wales, even though Paul Mariner deflected in that shot from Peter Barnes to put England into the lead and seemed to be going so well. Then Mickey Thomas got the equaliser for Wales, and then from Leighton James's lovely little cross, Ian Walsh leapt superbly to put Wales into a 2-1 lead. Is it going to be a day of glory for Wales, remembering of course they've not beaten England on their own territory for 25 years. Well, a good promising first half by Wales. Let's see if they can keep it up in the second half. A half-time score then here at the racecourse ground in Wrecsam. Wales 2, England 1. We'll be back with the second half. Don't start yet because the band will be another 3 or 4 minutes before they get off here. Well, welcome back to Wrexham for the start of this second half. Wales leading by 2-1. Are they just 45 minutes away from a really famous victory? Particularly when you consider that in the 92 games these two countries have played, Wales so far have won only 12 times. Or will England improve their form in the second half and really make a challenge of it? Well, here's Coppell playing it back for Cherry. Played straight away wide there towards Hoddle. Cherry, who straight away seems to have moved into the middle of the field there. Thompson coming in quickly to pressurise Wales still further with a long cross there, and Davies, a good, safe, comfortable catch. Greenwood attempted to put a few things right at half-time. Most of all, there seemed to be a lack of purpose in the England side in the first half, and maybe to quicken things up and put a little more determination into the play. Sansom playing it in there towards Coppell. At times they were playing as almost as though they expected things to happen without necessarily working really hard for them. Lloyd's up. It really is a crucial, almost a make or break occasion for him, because I think Ron Greenwood is looking for cover for Dave Watson for the European Championship, and I suppose the same might also be said for Paul Mariner up front, someone to play a crucial role up front for England in those games as well. Mickey Thomas looked as though he was getting himself into a bit of trouble there. Well, it's Leighton James, not stopped by Coppell. Played inside there for Mickey Thomas, and here come Wales again. That time Phil Thompson was in the way. Free kick for Wales. Leighton James. Flynn. Played for Joey Jones. It's with Kennedy. Sansom. Mariner. Yes, Hoddle. Coppell. Thompson again, played in nicely there. A bit of space there for him as he finds Hoddle. The little touch there for Brooking, with Kennedy outside him, played in hard across the face of the goal there, looking for the touch on, which didn't come. And a goal kick for Wales. Giles getting in there. And whacked away upfield there. Wales, in fact, with a substitute now on, Keith Pontin, the number 13, the Cardiff defender, on for David Jones. And a free kick for England. Pontin now on, quickly getting in the action there as well. And Joey Jones nodding it back to Davies. So Pontin is on. And David Jones is off. Sansom with a throw for England. Kennedy. Sansom. Kennedy. Played for Brooking. And that should be Davies' ball, but the elbow was up there. A good decision by the referee. The elbow up by Paul Mariner as he flew in on the Welsh keeper there. And a free kick for Wales. There's the cross coming in. And you didn't quite see the elbow, but I assure you it was there. Ray Kennedy. Flynn. Nicholas. Sansom. Ball still in play, still in play. Barnes. Finding Ray Kennedy. Phil Thompson on the far side. Here's Thompson. Wales being pinned in their own half for, well, the first 6 or 7 minutes of this half, and now back to Ray Clemence. Mariner leaping and just touching that on nicely for Barnes. Running the ball at Nicholas. Goal kick. Walsh, but it only falls for Kennedy. And now for Barnes again. Here's Giles. Barnes taking it off him. Finding Brooking. Hoddle away on the far side. Certainly a bit more purpose about England in this second half as Hoddle gets his shot in, but it's into the side netting. But there's a little more venom about England, and Wales have hardly pushed them out of their own half in the opening 8 minutes or so of this second half. Hoddle cutting inside nicely there, and again, and then letting fly into the side netting. Cherry finding Coppell. Kennedy again, this time for Sansom. The little chip in this time for Mariner. Now can he turn his man? Played there for Ray Kennedy again. Joey Jones getting it away. Hoddle under a lot of pressure there. Phil Thompson playing it in. Jones looking to get it back again. Will Coppell get there first? Well, he went behind for the goal kick. Coppell did get there first, but it's a goal kick for Wales. Wasn't a very good back pass that. Hoddle, Thompson, Cherry, made here for Sansom. Cherry playing much more as a midfielder in this second half, trying to get somebody to win that ball in the midfield for England, which was certainly not being done in the first half. Sansom playing it in towards Coppell, but Pontin's there at the expense of a corner. Brooking will take it. Larry Lloyd's up at the near post. That's quite a menace for Wales, that. But it's a deeper one towards Ray Kennedy, but now Thomas. Cherry battling away, and in the end, a free kick for Wales. Straight to Hoddle. Jones versus Barnes, England's throw. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Hoddle's throw for Brooking. Turning it in here for Cherry. Letting one drive, and it's a corner. So Larry Lloyd there again. And Peter Barnes will swing this corner in towards Lloyd at the near post. Phil Thompson just behind him, but it wasn't a very well taken corner. You get big men up and then you play it to their knees, which is not very clever. But Sansom's back here now to cover for England. Cherry is right back as well, and we will come back to Ray Clemence. Now it'll come for Barnes, maybe. But, Leighton James whacking that one away to Giles. A nice little touchdown by him for Flynn. Coppell battling, and throw for Wales. Yorath neatly beating Trevor Brooking. Leighton James. Thomas in some space on the far side. Leighton James again. Back for Yorath. Played in quickly by Joey Jones. And Lloyd, well, I thought he'd taken the initiative. In the end, it falls for a goal kick off Mickey Thomas. Or rather, no, from Ian Walsh. Still baking afternoon here. Good jump there by Pontin, but Brooking trying to make something of it. Goes past the Cardiff defender, crossed in there, played back. Cherry trying to get a shot in, and Mariner. What a scramble there, and it'll come for Hoddle. Trying to make a bit of order, it tried the little chip, just over the crossbar. But what a scramble there for Mariner. Trying to dig that ball out was Mariner. Look at the Welshman there as well, trying to get in there, and then in the end it falls for Hoddle. And there's the chip coming in just too high. Hoddle again. England's throw. Well, you'd hardly recognise this England side from the first half. At least they're looking that much more menacing. They've got a bit of devil in their play as well at the moment. Hoddle, and some skill there too, as Coppell crosses it high there, but that's going to go behind for the goal kick. Kennedy, Joey Jones, Cherry and Leighton James battling for that one. In the end, it's a free kick for Wales. The foul on the number 14. Hoddle, Coppell. Well, they've given that away, and here's Leighton James on a good break for Wales. Walsh is up there with him. Giles is coming in as well, and he called for a good save, and he's gone in. 3-1. Well, I think you give that to Leighton James, but England are 3-1 down, and their first attack of the second half has brought the third goal for Wales. Clemence had made one great save, but he had no chance with the rebound. Leighton James suddenly free. There's his shot, saved by Clemence. Lloyd falling in there. Well, Leighton James will probably claim it, but there's the score. Wales 3, England 1. Well, there's the man who certainly forced that first save and was there looking for the rebound, Leighton James. Here we see it again now, as Leighton James gets past Lloyd, hammers in that shot, and they're all in there after it. And Leighton James, I think, gets the credit for that one. So England now have a monumental task. Just really when England had begun to look a little better in this second half, a little more together and a little more determined about their job. But here's Mariner. Cross deep again and behind for the goal kick. So, well, Mike, England has worked something here. 25 years since they won in Wales against England. 98 years since they've beaten England at Wrecsam. My word, a day that a lot of Welshmen are going to remember if they can just hold on for just under half an hour. Well, and certainly before anybody gets carried away about just how good this England side, and they have made tremendous progress under Greenwood. They're on the right in the spectacles. It's a sort of result that, in fact, does bring everybody down to earth a little bit. A certain bewilderment there on the England bench. They'll be talking in the hillsides for a long time to come about today if Wales can just hold on now. Sansom, stopped by Flynn. Played here for Walsh. And now Nicholas. Larry Lloyd. The long ball forward. And Pontin's header into touch. England's throw. Flynn. Over to Leighton James again. What a game he's had, and what a ball that is for Mickey Thomas. He's onside with Giles coming up fast and Walsh coming up fast as well. Walsh with a flying header against his Crystal Palace teammate Kenny Sansom, but behind for the goal kick. Kennedy. Sansom. Mariner. Played nicely there to find Leighton James. Now a long ball forward by James towards Walsh. Attacking Larry Lloyd, but Lloyd will get there first. Back to Ray Clemence. Flynn, Nicholas planting it forward, and here's another gap, and David Giles coming in for Wales this time. That's easily saved though by Clemence. And here's Sansom. Ray Kennedy. Brooking. Caught in possession by Thomas. And England have fallen back into their old habits of the first half. And Giles taken out of it. The linesman flag good, but a good advantage played there. And an own goal! 4-1. Well, Giles will want it, but it came off Phil Thompson. And incredibly, Wales are leading by 4 goals to 1. Look at Ray Clemence there. Well, there was nothing he could do about that. And the young Welsh fans there, well, they can't believe it. David Giles, who's been as busy as can be, comes in here. It wasn't a very powerful shot, but it clips off Phil Thompson, and as Ray Clemence goes one way, it's into the back of the net. An own goal by Phil Thompson. Well, that's an amazing result. Phil Thompson doing his best to get back there. Come on, lads, he's saying. 4-1 down, but now England are not looking so much for a victory, but for a bit of respectability. And certainly it was tough on Phil Thompson there. Well, a bit of treatment there for number 8, Terry Yorath. The last time Wales scored 4 times against England was away back in 1938 when they won 4-2 at Ninian Park, Cardiff. Larry Lloyd. Yorath. Walsh going past Larry Lloyd, and that's a goal kick. Well, it's been a very disappointing performance so far for England, and for poor old Larry Lloyd, it's been one of those days I think that he'll want to forget, because he came in, it's his first game for 8 years for England, and he's had a really torrid time at the back as Larry Lloyd. Leighton James now. Cherry. Now Giles. Yorath. Here's Nicholas. Now Yorath. Lloyd battling away with Walsh, but Walsh still got it through to Yorath, okay, and here's little Brian Flynn. And Larry Lloyd here this time for England. And even then, Walsh got there and tucked it away, but it's a throw for England. With a little over 20 minutes left, and England 4-1 down. The Welsh crowd are saying, "We want 5." That's a cry they could hardly have anticipated when they came to the racecourse ground today. But at the moment, it's Peter Barnes, and it's a corner off Peter Nicholas. Phil Thompson going up into the box again. Larry Lloyd coming forward again for England, as you can see, and Davies looking to see where the threat is coming from. Well, it's coming at the moment with this corner from Trevor Brooking. And a good fist away there by the Welsh keeper. Here's Glenn Hoddle. Played wide again for Brooking, who's onside. There's a typical Brooking cross, except that it was played a little too close to the keeper. And what a good throw out. And here's Leighton James, and a lot of space for Wales. And Sansom needing just to buy a little bit of time there. Giles turning it back once more. Cherry getting ahead to it. And Phil Thompson bringing a little bit of order to this English defence, which has looked very, very shaky indeed. And not a very good ball there, leaving Coppell in trouble. And Wales take possession again. And again, Leighton James is onside. Being closed down here by Sansom. Corner. No, a goal kick. Oh, what a game this fella's had. And here's Kenny Sansom. Kennedy. Back of Thomas. Barnes trying to dispossess the little Welsh number 11, and it's with Nicholas. Hoddle to Cherry. Giles. Leighton James. Well, that's one of the few balls he's played today that hasn't meant anything. And Trevor Cherry picking it up. And finding Hoddle. Mariner. Coppell. And again, England wanting too long on the ball, and Wales not allowing them a moment to breathe or to think. But there's an interception here by Sansom now. Barnes outside him, Brooking just alongside him, Mariner on the far side. It's Mariner. And off Paul Price for the corner. Well, a day that started so well for England, coming here full of confidence after beating Argentina, getting a goal up, and now finding themselves 4-1 down. So Brooking with another corner for England. Thompson trying a backward header, but a good header away by Price. It's Hoddle. Hoddle all the way, and letting go a Hoddle special, except that it was maybe just a couple of feet too high. Hoddle shot. James being chased by Hoddle, but look at his speed, and the cross, unfortunately for him, going straight to Ray Kennedy. Sansom. Kennedy. Just over a quarter of an hour to go now, with Wales leading incredibly by 4-1. Ray Kennedy to Peter Barnes. Inside again for Kennedy. Trying to tee something up on the far side, and Leighton James turning it behind for the corner. This is a game they're going to be talking about in Wales for a long, long time to come. A few English supporters a bit subdued there at the moment. But here comes the England corner. Coppell with it. Driven really high there. And just over the top from Ray Kennedy. Larry Lloyd right in there. A goal kick for Wales. There's the header, and Larry Lloyd getting in there over the top. Barnes, now Kennedy. Brooking for Barnes again. That's a better looking cross, and Joey Jones getting that one away for Wales, but only as far as Mariner. Cherry. Coppell right in there, Hoddle right in there, Kennedy looking for it, but Davies is there first. Yorath. Kennedy. Davies coming for this one, gathering it well above the head of Mariner, and an England player down there, I think is Larry Lloyd. Another one down there is Mickey Thomas, and the whistle had gone. Larry Lloyd injured. Really hasn't been a happy day for Larry. His first game back in an England shirt for 8 years. And they are calling for a stretcher. Now that could really be desperate, particularly bearing in mind the job he's got to do for Nottingham Forest in Madrid in the European Cup final against Hamburg. And that looks bad news. That's on May the 28th, less than a fortnight's time. Fred Street there. They were certainly calling for a stretcher a moment ago, and they're bringing a stretcher on now. Well, that's a desperate sight for Brian Clough and Peter Taylor and Nottingham Forest fans, bearing in mind they've already lost Trevor Francis for that European Cup final, and if it's a serious injury to Larry Lloyd, that could be even more trouble for them. But that's a better looking sign. He's now able at least to put that left foot to the ground. And the better news still is that the stretcher's been told to go away. But I think nonetheless Larry Lloyd might well have finished with the game today. And it's going to be Ray Wilkins who comes on. So Ray Wilkins, who's had a groin strain most of this week, and I think Ron Greenwood really would have preferred not to have had to play him today. And Larry Lloyd going straight off to the dressing room with Ron Greenwood there, looking concerned.
Substitutes for England.
So Ray Wilkins is on. But England are left with 10 minutes now and a deficit of 4 goals to 1 as Yorath takes that free kick and finds Leighton James. Flicked in there, back for Walsh. James again with a shot, but well wide of the England goal. Plenty of power, but not a bit of direction. It's a really pleasant ground, the racecourse ground now. They've done so much work on it in the last few years, but it'll be a ground that England will want to forget. Pontin winning it well in the air there. James, Thomas, Joey Jones going forward, but an English throw. This is a brand new stand, the length of the field on the far side from here, and they've got new stands in recent years on both ends of the ground as well. But here's Sansom now for England. So both managers now down on the bench. Ron Greenwood on the right there with Jeff Hurst. And if we go a little to the left, we will pick up Mike England as well. There he is. A bit of arrogance here from Wales. Saying to England, come and get the ball, which is something they haven't been able to do with any great effectiveness so far this afternoon. And still Wales just playing it amongst themselves and daring England to come and get the ball. Ray Wilkins now finding Kenny Sansom. 7 minutes left. And England still 4-1 down. Yorath. Price, what a first class and amazing international debut for him, and for young David Giles as well. It's a match they'll remember for many years. Walsh, whose flying goal put Wales into the lead at 2-1. And an offside against Giles, and a free kick for England. And Wales at the moment seemingly just content to play out time and reflect in the glory of a 4-1 situation. And England, it seems, quite unable at the moment to step on the gas and do anything about it themselves. Nicholas, who's had a good strong game at the right back position, but that header from Wilkins now finding Peter Barnes in a bit of space. Nicholas coming across to do a bit of covering. It's with Ray Kennedy with a shot, but that's a goal kick.
The official attendance at the second of this match, 24,236. 24,236.
Throw to England. Really is a lost cause now. And Wales show no signs whatsoever of relenting. They are still quick to the challenge and still giving England no chance whatsoever to get back into this game. Flynn, well, a little slip there might have allowed Kennedy in, but he recovered and found his keeper. In fact, the only surprising thing, I think, at the moment, with Wales leading 4-1 and 4 minutes to go, is that their crowd seems strangely quiet. 34,000 of them. It's almost as though they can't believe it themselves. Hoddle. And now Wilkins. Now Sansom. Brooking. Crossed in once more, and a flying header there by Mariner, but it's well wide of the mark, and how well Pontin had gone with him at the expense of a corner. Deep cross, and here's Cherry. Now Hoddle. Oh, beaten though by Joey Jones. Walsh is up there. Oh, that was cut out well by Sansom. Coppell. Barnes. That's still not a bad cross there, and in the end it just went the wrong side of the crossbar for him, and a goal kick for Wales. And a Welshman down injured. I think it's Ian Walsh. Walsh getting his treatment. Good jump there by Cherry, but here's Yorath. Flynn. Giles in the middle. He's had a quieter second half. And he's robbed there by Brooking. Coppell. And Barnes couldn't keep it in play. A hearty challenge there by Trevor Cherry on Mickey Thomas. A free kick given. And we're in fact within 2 minutes of the end of the game now. Thompson with the header. We're inside the last minute, and it's really been a tremendous day for Wales. They've come back from being a goal down, they've battled, and what's more, it's been a victory they've thoroughly deserved. Their breakaways in the second half have really bitten hard at the England defence, and amazingly they have 4 goals to their credit now as England come forward again, but without any great conviction now. I think they realise they're a well-beaten side on this occasion. A really little moment of history coming up for Wales as Sansom now finds Brooking, though. A deep cross again, but Joey Jones is under that one, nodding that one away. 98 years since Wales have beaten England here in Wrecsam. Not since 1938 have they ever scored 4 goals against England. And here's Barnes now with a corner for England. Thomas nodding that back, and Pontin nodding it behind when I thought for a moment he was going to nod it into his own goal. But a corner for England, who've certainly had more of the second half, but really have done so little with the territorial advantage they've had. And Wales have battled them and tackled and played so well for each other, and are now on the verge of a well-deserved and a famous victory as well. Peter Nicholas with that header. Coppell trying to battle in there again for England. It's coming out this time for Wilkins. And Wilkins might find all the way through. Stopped in the end, though, at the expense of a free kick by Peter Nicholas. England's free kick. We've played time added on for injuries. Hoddle now with a terrific shot just wide of that Welsh goal, which would at least have brought a modicum of respectability, but no more. Any thought of saving the game, of course, is right out of the window now, and Wales are just counting the seconds before they can leap in the air and acclaim a really remarkable victory. So Mike England, what an amazing start for any team manager to have a 4-1 victory to chalk up against England. Sansom with the header, and again Kennedy with one. Sansom again, no handball, the referee playing him on, and Sansom going all the way across that goal, and a goal kick, and that could well be the last scare for Wales. Davies with the goal kick. The referee has looked at his watch a couple of times, he's looking at it again, and Wales are almost there now. Great jump there by Thompson, winning the ball for England. Here's Brooking, the long ball forward, searching out Peter Barnes again. Played inside for Hoddle. There's the cross coming in, and a lot of white shirts are there. It wouldn't fall for Kennedy. Coppell instead for England, being forced back, finding Cherry. There's another cross coming in. Price behind this one. Thomas, and then whacked away by Leighton James for Wales. Nearly 3 minutes of time added on now. Ray Wilkins, another look at the watch by referee Ian Foote of Scotland. Sansom on the far side for England. Thompson, the captain. dispossessed for a moment there by Yorath. Wilkins again, Kennedy in a bit of space. Covered by Nicholas and hit straight there at Flynn. Flynn. Pontin. Thomas back to the keeper. It's nearly 4 minutes of time added on now. And any moment now, that final whistle is going to go. Yorath battling away, and a jump by Sansom for England. But here's Nicholas, and the whistle has gone. And Wales have amazingly beaten England by 4-1. Their reserves come off, and at the back their new manager, Mike England. What a start for him. Probably absolutely knocked the breath out of him, I would have thought, to come here and to beat England 4-1 with his first game since his appointment. With those goals by Thomas and Walsh and James, and an own goal by Phil Thompson after Paul Mariner had put England into the lead. But it was a lacklustre England performance, there's no question of that. And they succumbed to a Welsh side that showed their traditional fire and battled away for each other superbly. Mike England making sure that the team go out, I think, and give a wave to the crowd that have supported them so well. So Mike England and the victorious Welsh side go away, and we're left with a final scoreline here to ponder. Look at the smile on the face of Mike England there. A final scoreline to ponder here at the racecourse ground in Wrecsam, which says Wales 4, England 1.